welcome to Amelia's Secrets. I'm Ruth, this is Amelia, and guess what? She has a secret for you!
Sì, adesso questa sera veramente avrò un gran segreto per voi. E vi voglio illustrare come realizzare una pasta molto semplice con il cavolfiore.
Okay, so tonight we're having something a bit different. I've never had this before. Pasta with cauliflower.
Allora, prendiamo la cipolla.
Okay, so first of all, white onion. Okay, so for 4 people, we want 1 white onion.
È meglio una cipolla bianca. Tritiamo molto finemente la cipolla.
Okay, finely chopped.
Allora, mettiamo la cipolla nella padella.
Okay, so the onion goes into a large frying pan with some olive oil.
Un bel giro d'olio.
For 4 people, you want a good 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil.
Ho aggiunto dei semi di peperoncino molto piccante.
Okay, and Amelia has sprinkled in some dried red chilli. I'm not going to suggest the quantity, I think this needs to be done to taste.
Ora mettiamo la padella sul fuoco e facciamo appassire la cipolla.
Okay, and then that's going on a low heat so that we can just gently soften the onion.
Il cavolfiore che ho usato e che useremo per condire la pasta l'ho già lessato.
Okay.
Ed è questo. Praticamente l'ho soltanto messo nell'acqua bollente salata e l'ho fatto bollire per circa 15 minuti.
So the way to cook the cauliflower is in boiling water with some salt for about 10 minutes, maybe a little longer, but the test really is just to poke a fork in, and if it's tender, if the fork goes in nicely, then it's cooked.
L'acqua di cottura del cavolfiore l'ho conservata perché ci faremo cuocere la pasta.
Okay, and then when you've cooked your cauliflower, don't get rid of the water, keep it because we're going to cook the pasta in there.
Mentre la cipolla soffrigge, taglio i cavolfiori finemente.
While the onion is softening, Amelia is chopping the cauliflower into small pieces.
La cipolla è appassita, come vedete.
So you can see that the onion has softened down.
Ora mettiamo dei filetti di acciuga.
Okay, and for 4 people you want to add 4 anchovy fillets.
Le alici le facciamo sciogliere aggiungendo un po' di acqua di cottura dei cavolfiori.
Okay, and we're going to essentially dissolve those anchovy fillets, putting in some of the water from boiling the broccoli.
Okay. Naturalmente bisogna un po' badare alla salatura perché essendoci le acciughe che sono salate, poi dobbiamo assaggiare per non eccedere nel sale.
So anchovy fillets are very salty, so in order to get the level of salt right, we're really going to have to taste this.
Allora, le acciughe si sono sciolte, come vedi.
So you can see now that they've completely dissolved those anchovy fillets.
Aggiungiamo il nostro cavolfiore.
In goes the cauliflower. Okay, so for 4 people, that's 1 whole cauliflower.
Li dobbiamo lasciare cuocere un po' lentamente fino a quasi farli diventare cremosi, non del tutto, però insomma piuttosto ridotti, ecco.
Okay.
Ecco qua.
Amelia's added a bit more water.
Ora aspettiamo.
And she's going to just let that cook off slowly. And it's going to cook off until it's almost like a kind of creamy sauce, okay? So we don't want the cauliflower to go completely to mush, okay? We still want some nice sized pieces, but we want it to be quite creamy.
Adesso con un cucchiaino lo assaggiamo per vedere se il sale è giusto.
And Amelia's just tasted it because if you remember, we have anchovy fillets in there which are already salty, so we need to taste it in order to know what the salt level's like. Okay, so our sauce is ready. So now we can put the pasta on to boil. So, very important, when cooking pasta, you must cook it in lots of water. Okay, so as a general rule, 1 litre of water for every 100 grams of pasta, and for every litre of water you want 10 grams of salt.
La pasta che abbiamo scelto ancora una volta è la pasta di Camerino, perché è una pasta italiana, marchigiana e assolutamente prodotta con grani italiani.
Okay, so we want 75 grams of pasta per person. We are using a local pasta, not only Italian, but from Le Marche region. 100% Italian wheat, so we're guaranteed that there is no Roundup in this pasta.
It's very important. Ok?
Okay, so in goes the pasta.
Assaggiamo l'acqua di cottura per vedere se è giusta di sale.
So remember, we said that when you're cooking pasta, for every litre of water you want 10 grams of salt. The difference this evening is that we're using the water that the cauliflower was boiled in. So we're actually going to have to taste the water to make sure we've got enough salt in there. So there is an indication on the bag about how long it's going to take for this pasta to cook. Okay, so here it says 13 to 14 minutes. That just gives us a rough guide. The only way to know if pasta is cooked is to taste it.
Assaggiamo la pasta, assolutamente che deve essere al dente.
So we want the pasta to be al dente. In other words, it wants to have a bit of bite under the tooth. In fact, one way to check whether it is al dente is that when you bite into it, it's no longer white in the middle.
It's very important.
Perfect.
Dobbiamo scolare la pasta, ma non completamente, perché la salsa con cui la dovremo condire è piuttosto solida, quindi la dobbiamo rendere un po' più fluida.
Okay. So Amelia's draining the pasta into our cauliflower sauce. But she's not completely draining it, she's leaving it quite wet because our sauce is fairly dense, and so we need to kind of loosen it up with a bit of the pasta water.
Ora la facciamo saltare in padella.
Okay, so this is a very important stage actually. Amelia is going to saltare the pasta, okay, which basically means she's got the heat up high and she's tossing the pasta in with the sauce, okay?
Se la pasta è molto densa, aggiungiamo un po' di acqua di cottura.
If your sauce is a bit too dense, just add some of the cooking water from the pasta just to loosen things up. Okay?
Una chicca su questa pasta è una grattugiata di limone.
Now what Amelia's going to do is just grate some lemon zest into that, just to give it a chicca, let's say a kick.
Ecco, così può bastare. Giriamo ancora.
Again, toss that in, mix it round.
E ora portiamo a tavola, perché noi questa sera abbiamo degli amici che stanno tutti ad aspettare per assaggiare questa buonissima pasta.
Okay, and we're going to serve that up. Got lots of hungry mouths waiting. Okay, so in goes the pasta. Now this is optional, but we're going to have some grated parmesan on ours. So for 4 people you want about 50 grams of grated parmesan and a nice sprinkling on there. Look at that. Delicious. Ok.
Ottimo, ottimo.
Ops.